Okay, so I wrote something, and the thoughts, the inspiration sometimes come, right? And so I feel that the communication just comes off differently when I write versus when I speak. So I'm gonna read it directly from my husband's phone. So hopefully the message is conveyed, right? I wrote it, I think it's inspired from something, this message I've been hearing today. I listened to it and it's been on replay, replay, replay. And the premise is faith that is not tested is faith that cannot be trusted, right? So lately, I've been thinking about some experiences that I have, and I'm like, man, it's been like a hard go. It's felt like a hard go for a long time. You know, where does this end? It just seems like I don't know. Is this the Christian walk? But we stay in it because we know that this is the good fight. This is the right side. But when I think of it in the sense of perfecting and being used, it takes me to a whole different place, right? My reaction is different. So anyhow, I wrote this. I wrote this. I just wrote this, and so I'm just going to read it. And it says, "God is so righteous. He will warn you when you are about to make a grave mistake." I'm speaking from my personal experience. Years back, I had a dream, maybe 2 or 3 years before I made a horrible left turn. When I saw the vision and woke up, I said to myself, that would never happen to me. Be careful about those definitive statements. I know now that I should have prayed right then. Anyway, in the midst of my, I'm just going to call it what it was, sin, a prophet warned me at that time. I ignored the warning. Imagine. Perhaps it was pride, or maybe I thought I was already too deep in my decision and couldn't reverse course. Satan will definitely seize on such moments. Anyway, whatever it was, that was the time to fall on my knees, humble myself, repent, and ask God for his help. No one, no one is ever too far from God. No error, no sin, no left turn, no right turn. Consider the kindness shown to Adam and Eve. I myself would have scrapped the whole humanity plan and been good with all the animals. Listen, this is the point. God will extend his loving hand before, in the midst, and after. That goal, or his goal, is always to restore. That is a loving Father. So I wrote this message and I actually thought, oh my God, is this something? It's just so vulnerable. It's really just making myself so vulnerable. And I don't mind, but this is very vulnerable. It's a vulnerable moment. It's a moment where, you could be judged and people think, what was the sin? Oh my gosh, her, whatever, perception, right? And that's something that's always been important to me, is just the perception, or having a good reputation. But maybe God has been working on me with that. Maybe he's been saying, hey, I can use you to the extent of you not caring about what other people think. I personally don't care. I say I don't care what people think, but there are situations when I can say that no, that's not the case. It's the point. It's the, principle. It's this, it's that, whatever, right? But there's something about being able to be just human and allowing people to, I don't want to say have necessarily access to your life, but allowing people to see, hey, God is great. You know, through your story, God is great. You know, there's salvation in that. There's goodness in that. So I think that's really just my point. That God is just so awesome that when you sit there and you just move away from all of the distractions, I'm telling you, you really just can't help but really consider how good this God is. And that's it. And that's it. Thank you so much for listening.